In this video, we are going to have a look at one of the questions that you might find on the Judaism part of your RE GCSE paper. For us, it's a B question, so it's a 5 marker if you're studying Eduqas, and it's describe Jewish beliefs about resurrection. Now, on the surface, this is a tricky question because you might know about the Messianic age, you might have looked at Jewish beliefs in the afterlife, but this word resurrection is not one that we always use in terms of Judaism. But if you know about the afterlife, you've got this. We'll have a look at the quick notes here. And then if you want to see a full answer, check out the link at the end of this video where we answer the question properly for you. But let's go for this. Let's have a look at the sorts of things we could include in this question. So hopefully you know that we're going to have two different views. We're going to have Orthodox Jewish beliefs in terms of the resurrection, which are as follows. We've got resurrection of the body. Resurrection of the body, this idea that the body will rise and reunite with the soul. In Orthodox Judaism, this is going to happen in the Messianic age, which is part of Maimonides' 13 principles of faith. I might be wrong, but I think it's principle number 12 that talks about belief in the Messiah. And you can also throw a quote in here linked to Olam Haba. This world is like a waiting room for the banquet feast to come. So we can say this world is like a lobby, like the lobby before Olam Haba, implying that there is something to come. Now, in real day life, that's such a bad phrase, isn't it? Today, for Orthodox Jews, what this means for present day practice, that things such as cremation and organ donation are discouraged. Donation are discouraged because you want your body to be ready to rise and reunite with the soul. Now, you also have a quote that you can use from Daniel, as well from the Talmud, not the Talmud, sorry, from the Tanakh. Just to reiterate, that is from a quote from the book of Daniel, which is in the full Tanakh, and it says, many of those that sleep in the dust will awake, some to eternal life, others to everlasting abhorrence. It's a bit of a strong quote. Others to everlasting abhorrence. And what it's saying, the wording is strong, but what it's saying is if you've lived a good life, followed those mitzvot, resurrection when your soul and body are reunited in the Messianic age, Olam Haba, the world to come, you're going to get eternal life. Whereas if you haven't, this judgment, you're going to have eternal abhorrence. Now, they're Orthodox Jewish views. There is, of course, Reform views as well, which do differ, which is really handy on a 5-mark question because you can get some great points here. Now, Reform Jewish views are actually a lot shorter to write. Reform Jewish beliefs, because Reform Jews typically reject physical resurrection. There's nothing written in the Torah about it. Yes, the prophets talk about it in the Talmud, but there's nothing in the Torah. So Reform Jews typically reject physical resurrection. Now, they do, however, focus on the soul's continuation. Genesis says we're all made in the image and likeness of God. And it says in Genesis, it does say the soul comes from God's breath. Yeah, God picked up the dust of the earth and breathed life into it. The soul does come from God's breath, meaning it is immortal. Now, for Reform Jews today, the idea is your legacy lives on in memory. So you're going to try and live a good life, heal the world, tikkun olam, and do it for the here and now, because you don't know what's next. So you want to be remembered positively. Now, there is a great quote that you can use for this Reform Jew, and it comes from Ethics of the Fathers. So it comes from Ethics of the Fathers. It's very busy with work here today, if you can hear all the noise, everyone. And it simply says this: do not be like servants who serve the master in the expectation of receiving a reward. In the expectation of receiving a reward. So for Reform Jews today, the idea is you're doing the good thing because it's the right thing to do to try and bring that golden age here and now. You do believe that perhaps that the soul is going to continue because the soul comes from God's breath. But in terms of anything else, what is known is that your legacy lives on in the memory of others. So live a good life, follow the mitzvot, tikkun olam, healing the world, but do it because you are trying to help others, not because you want to receive a reward. Now, if you want to see us use this information to answer the full 5-mark question in a shorter video than this, just click on the link that's on the screen and we will show you how that works. But for now, there's our quick fire tips on how you'd answer a Jewish resurrection question, but equally they would work for Jewish beliefs in the afterlife.